I'm Erin Spinagle here today at Rosemont Elementary. Join me today as we learn about some of the teachers here at the home of the Rockets on this edition of Be the Difference, West Virginia. We're here with Heather Wetzel. She teaches kindergarten here at Rosemont Elementary. Hi Heather, how are you?
Hi there, good, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right, I attended elementary and high school in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, just the next county over, and then my husband and I got married and moved here after he found a job, and I attended Shepherd College, back when it was Shepherd College, and it was, received my elementary education degree, Bachelor of Arts degree there, and then went on to receive my master's from WVU, and now I have my master's plus 45. I am a mom to 3 kids. And I've been at Rosemont now for 21 years. I've taught kindergarten for 14 years now. I started in 3rd grade, which was where I really loved it. I student taught under Val Spatero, and I loved 3rd grade because of the things she was able to instill in me. And then once we expanded to all-day kindergarten at Rosemont, I decided to make the switch. And I love kindergarten.
Well, what made you decide to become a teacher?
Well, as a little girl, I always loved teacher's manuals, and I loved playing school. I loved playing school, and then I had small young nieces and nephews, and I loved organizing their activities. Like I would plan their whole day, and we'd have fun activities. And I thought, I think I could do this for a living. And then just as you think more about it, you think about the real aspects of it. And it's just I love kids. First of all, you have to do that to be a teacher, and just watching them learn to read and light up with the activities you have planned. And on a personal side, the schedule suits being a mom, and I definitely wanted to be a mom, but I couldn't stop working to be a mom, so it suits their schedule as well.
What's your favorite part about being a kindergarten teacher?
I love being a kindergarten teacher, and when I stop loving it, I won't do it anymore because I just love it. My favorite part is having them learn to read. It's such an outward, it is internal, but it's such a tangible way to see that they're learning when they can start with their sounds, obviously. And especially those kids who come in and they don't know any sounds. And you just think, oh my, we're really working, and you work so hard all year just to get sounds. And then when they can start blending them together with a vowel in the middle, it may seem like not quite a big deal, but it just is such a huge deal when they can put those words together. And they just, when they read their first sentence, they're just lighting up. And I love that part.
Let's talk about your classroom. How do you get your kindergartners excited about learning?
Well, the age group itself, they're excited about everything we do. I mean, they can come in and it can be something that I don't think is very exciting, but they just love it because it's something brand new. So part of that is being 5- and 6-year-olds, which is very fun. But I find excitement in everything we do. So if I show my enthusiasm to them, they just soak that up. 5- and 6-year-olds just soak that up and love to do the activities that we do, and so I feel like if I show enthusiasm for whatever we're learning, they're just bubbling over with excitement, just contagiously catching it off of me. And I think I set high expectations for my children, behaviorally, academically, and I think they feed off of that. They're not too high for those strugglers, but they want to please myself, and they want to please my aide is Sharon Boyd, and she's just wonderful. And they just really want to please us. So I think that's how our environment in our classroom is, and I think it spills over into other areas of the school.
Is there a certain activity or unit that you really enjoy doing with your class that they really get excited about every year?
It seems like with kindergarten we go through the seasons, and each season is just brand new for them as they're learning about the world around them. Right now, I know we're doing a bug unit and creepy crawlies, and they just get so excited and squeal because it's a bug, and so I don't know that I have a real specific unit that's my favorite because each season has its own special qualities that make it exciting for the children.
What's a lesson or a unit that you do with your students every year, or that you've done with your class this year, where you've really seen them, you've seen that light bulb come on, where they've really connected with the content or the concept that you're trying to teach them?
I can think of one. I did it last year, and then this year I had a student teacher who kind of added to it at the beginning of the year. When we do the letter A, we end the week with an alligator day. And we do science and math and reading, all centered on alligators. And she added a lot to the math this year with, of course, using the greater than, less than with the alligator mouths, and she made the chompers. So it was neat for me to share my ideas with her, And then she added to it and shared some more with me that I can then do again next year. And the kids just love doing the alligators. We have alligator chants, and it was a fun day for the kids.
A book that the kindergartners really enjoy having read to them?
Well, my favorite books for kindergarten, because the kids help me read them, are the Froggy books by Frank Rimkowitz, I think is how you say his last name. I love those books. But they're pretty eager to hear any books, and you can tell maybe some of the kids that don't get read to at home quite as often, and they just soak those stories right in.
How do you get parents involved in your classroom and in your students' progress?
Parents for kindergarten are usually very eager to help. As they get older, sometimes that eagerness wanes, or as they have more children come through. But in kindergarten, they are very eager to find out how their children are doing, what they can do at home to help. So some of that comes naturally. Other ways, of course, are newsletters. I send home a weekly newsletter, and our progress reports that we send home. And I'm very quick to call a parent with good news and with bad news, or to write a note for the same reasons, with good news as well. But I think a lot of that's just intrinsic in a kindergarten parent. They're just ready to be here to help.
What's one thing that you wish the public understood about the teaching profession?
I think one thing is that I would like them to realize is that teaching isn't just a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 job. That even when I'm home, I'm constantly thinking of ways to better my classroom, better the way I implement or teach a Common Core standard, that we're not just here 8 to 4 and we leave and forget about our children. We still think about, besides better ways to teach them, just problems they may be having at home, or issues they've brought to school, and just constantly having that on our mind, that it doesn't just, we don't clock out. It's just a constant occupation, which is a good thing.
We're here with Demi Lewin. She's the librarian here at Rosemont Elementary. Hi, Demi. How are you?
Hi, nice to be here with you.
Thank you. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm from Grafton, West Virginia. And I grew up, my father he was born in Greece and came over when he was 15. So he has a 7th grade education. And my mother and he are both Greek, and they had a little restaurant in Grafton, and they had 6 children. And they were education was very important to them, because they didn't finish high school. They said that they really wanted their children to go all the way through and get as much education as possible. So I have 3 older sisters that all became teachers, and I followed in their footsteps. And my one sister is 17 years older than me. So her first job was at Printytown, West Virginia, right outside of Grafton. And she would take me with her in the summers to decorate her room. And right away, her excitement about getting ready for school made me know that this was the profession I wanted to be in.
What do you enjoy most about being the librarian and seeing all the students at the school and introducing them to books?
Well, I have approximately 500 students that I see on a weekly basis, and it's just the excitement I try to give in my lessons about the new literature and how we can combine it with a good lesson for both kindergarten through 3rd grade, and their excitement about the new literature and how it relates to a great lesson. So they combine together to make, I think, students excited about being here. But I also tried to make the library exciting with the different things I put in the library. Right now, my 2nd graders have been doing creative writing stories on Frog and Toad, and they have their little puppets, and then what they do is they get so excited about writing the creative story, and then they did, 2 of them today performed for the kindergarten classes. So they really love building up, and each year they know this is the year I'm going to do the Sunflower Festival, which is when they're incoming 3rd graders. And they know that when they're 2nd graders, they get to do Frog and Toad stories for the kindergarten students. So we like to build up with each year something that they look forward to.
What are some other ways that you get your students excited about reading?
Well, I know that a lot of times we do projects in the library, and that gets them excited about doing research. We've done projects with the 3rd graders where they write a letter to the Chamber of Commerce for each of them choose a different state, and they draw it. It's all done that way, and they get excited because they write a letter to the Chamber of Commerce, then they get the response, and then they start doing some research, and they use nonfiction books, and they do a little mini social studies project.
What is your favorite book to share with the students each year, or do you have a certain series or a certain author this year that you've really found appealing to young children?
I really have enjoyed Steve Jenkins. He does a lot of nonfiction. I wish I could show you one of his books, but you open his books and it's a book that both boys and girls, and I try to connect with boys because I had 3 boys of my own, and I know it's so hard to connect boys to reading for leisure and to enjoy a good book. So I've used Steve Jenkins a lot. His books just come alive. He has one where everything is the correct size, like it's the correct size of a gorilla's hand, and it's the correct size of the tooth of a shark. And the boys get so excited about that kind of book.
What are some of the programs that you've put in place to have students get together to become good readers, in some ways that you involve parents to become more involved in developing their child's literacy?
All right, thank you. I do have parent volunteers that stay with me on a daily basis. They sign up at the beginning of the year, so this year I have 15, and they're always here. They're very, very, dependable, very, very dependable. And they help because I want to be with the student at the show. I give second graders sunflower seeds. We talk about some wonderful books that are about sunflowers. And then they get their seeds and they plant them in June, and they're good gardeners all summer. And then in September, they cut off just the top and have the head of the sunflower. And we have sizes from huge to just small ones that didn't get watered enough. And we line them up in the back, and we have a festival every September. And everyone wins because everybody has tried to do a good job. And I tried really hard to write a book with some of my third graders about the Sunflower Festival, so I can understand how hard it is to be an author. Then in January, I form a library club in the early part of the fall, and in January we do a play, and usually it's centered around a book that they have in the library that they've read. So this year we used the book Hugo, and it is a book by David Selznick, and it is a wonderful story. So our library club members try out for the play, because I do feel like arts in the library are really important, and they perform at our family reading night, which is S'more Family Reading Night. This year was the 24th year, and I have parents volunteering to help that night. And we go around to 5 rotations in the school that deal with reading, and one of the highlights is also the students that are performing Hugo.
Well, based on your years and your experience in education, what is a misconception about the teaching profession that you wish you could clear for the public?
One thing I do think that we're seeing more happen is a collaboration between us and the parents. I feel like I have, really worked well with the parents at our school, but sometimes I feel like the parents are not connected enough to the school, and I would like to see more partnerships. And I know that the National Administration in Education is trying to see us do more of that. I think when they know that we're for their students, that we're professionals, that we work hard, we love our job, but our job is to make sure we educate their child or their grandchild. And so we need to have this balance so that they know that we're working together as a team.
That's all for this edition of Be the Difference West Virginia. Join me next time as we learn more about the teachers here in beautiful Berkeley County. Until then, I'm Erin Spinagle, reminding you to be different, but more importantly, be the difference. I'll see you soon.